Star Consciousness, Part 2: How to Live, Function as an Energy Being. Chapter 1: The Frequency Energy World. To date, it is scientifically clear we live in a frequency energy world, yet most of us act like we live in a world of things. Consumer capitalism promotes, thrives, and survives on false-to-fact beliefs that we live, function in a materialistic thing world. We are so programmed and inoculated with the physical thing perspective, we tend to reduce ourselves to sensory bodies, ignoring and excluding, for the most part, living and functioning as energy beings. Most agree we live in a frequency world. Electrical energy is mandatory to power smartphones, the internet, transportation, television, household appliances, and a spectrum of other devices and technologies. The physicists, engineers, biologists, chemists, and inventors who, by viewing and investigating the world as energy, have provided the scientifically based technologies integrated in our daily lives. Scientists and non-scientists alike need to align their functioning with the energy frequency world in order to be more in tune with the environment and reduce the disconnect between false-to-fact medieval thingifying and the harmonizing benefits of applying the laws of human energy to everyday living. Making the transformative transition to thinking, feeling, and acting as an energy being offers a host of benefits that include experiencing greater psychological equilibrium, attunement with your structural, functional purpose, drastically improving your relationships, and the accessing of wisdom to adapt to rapidly changing conditions. How do you make the transition from living as a physical being to functioning as an energy being? First, realize that it will take time. It's not like flipping a light switch. It's not instantaneous. Fundamental change doesn't happen without rigorous effort over time. Next, you must practice acting like an energy being. A major step in accomplishing this can be achieved by repeating and reminding yourself that everything is a configuration of units of energy. There are people who are born feeling energy. Others become conscious, awakening sensitivity to the registration of energies. There are still others who tend to be less sensitive to picking up on energies. All will benefit from learning to navigate the energy world in daily life. Those born sensitive to feeling the vibrations of people, places, often do not know that energies can be directed and managed. These empathic and empathetic people usually have no training, preparation, or guidance in handling the energies they feel. There is no need to convince the sensitive ones that we live in an energy world by experience. They think it is normal. We feel the vibrations of a place and a person. Depending on how sensitive they are, they can take on the energy of a person or place often almost instantaneously. If they have no training in handling sympathetic vibrations from people and places, they tend to think it's them. They may identify or associate psychological negative feelings with a health issue like a headache, anxiety, attach a feeling of stomach pain, etc. They may feel a person or place as a positive energy. This can be energizing in a way that gets them overexcited, overamped, or started down a path that may seem appealing at first, but actually gets them sidetracked from their genuine structural direction. Many who are not born energy aware often go through a difficult life challenge that leads to a heightened conscious experience. Conscious energy tends to increase sensitivity to feeling the vibrations of people and places. Once a person commits to becoming a more conscious person through diligent daily effort, then learning to navigate the energy world is necessary in order to handle positive and negative energies. Those who are unaware and tend not to feel the energies from people and places can still benefit from knowing how to direct, manage, and transform their energies. I've been in a place that feels draining and exhausting. From time to time, I'll ask a less sensitive one who is in the place, "Do you feel that?" Often they will reply, "No." "What? I don't feel anything." Then I'll think to myself, how is that possible? It's obvious, even overwhelming to me. One of the ways you can be more conscious and selective of the energies you give attention to is a rudimentary understanding of the Hindu gunas or qualities. They are labeled tamas, rajas, and sattva. As you go about your day, the three guna spectrums of energy impact your energy field, influencing your psychological, physiological state. The gunas are essentially three frequency wavebands. Tamas energies are vibrating qualities toward a lower frequency. These include, but are not limited to, emotional negativity, depression, gross foods, dark energy places, and unconscious low energy people. Rajas energies include positive feelings, passionate interests, and daily routine activities. Sattva energies tend to be more refined, including higher frequency qualities that include uplifting and inspiring peoples and places, creativity, and nature. As a functioning energy being, you will want to pay careful attention to which of these three guna qualities you are giving your attention. If you are indulging feelings of hate, depression, negativity, and fear, then you'll be unbalanced toward the tamas end of the guna spectrum. The excessive self-centered generated by tamas qualities will usually reduce the rajas and sattva energies experienced. The conscious cultivation of sattva energies increases uplifting, creative, and spiritual qualities. When you give more of your attention to thoughtful, kind, creative, and compassionate pursuits, the dark cloud of excessive tamas energies dissipates. Regardless of increasing sattva and reducing tamas, you direct your attention in a positive way to rajas as well. Purposeful action is one of the most constructive rajas energies. Random, directionless, non-purposeful action may generate excitement, but will move you about from impulse to impulse, but like a boat without a rudder. Positive sat will improve your energy level at this time. You want to avoid as much as possible draining your energy and devitalizing yourself by lowering your energy. It may lead to lowering your immune system and opening yourself up to health issues. Along these lines, doing so much can exhaust you, and doing too little, being lazy, inert, can lower the vitality of a strong immune system. Too much bad or too much good can be devitalizing. Stabilizing as a functional energy being demands self-monitoring by practicing self-remembering, self-reflection, and self-observation. Abandoning yourself to unconscious compulsive thoughts, feelings, and actions that resonate with negative tamas and rajas will tip the scales toward unbalanced guna qualities, preventing the alignment with clear and stable star consciousness. Reading and learning about the energy world provides a verbal map, but having a map without taking the journey accomplishes little. When you are conscious in the moment, you tend to continuously create a relatively accurate map of the moment-to-moment energy conditions. As a result, you tend to navigate the world making adjustments to the ever-changing energies. Because of cultural, educational beliefs and values, many identify knowing with having a concept, idea, or verbal map. I use the word knowing here with the conscious and flexible skill of making functional adjustment to the current energy conditions. Listening to the weather forecast can give you a fairly accurate map of the day's weather. However, if you mistake the forecast for the actual weather conditions, it can misinform in a mild, uncomfortable way, ranging to a drastic, life-threatening event. For example, if the weather forecast predicts it to be sunny and you step outside and there are ominous storm clouds, are you going to cling to the verbal map of sunny or let go and deal with the present storm clouds? Similarly, if you mentally accept that you live in an energy world but do not practice navigating the energy world, then you may know the way intellectually, but you really do not function as an energy being. Haphazardly practicing directing and managing your energy will not accomplish becoming a fully functioning energy being. It's a skill that takes daily, hourly, minute-to-minute, and ultimately second-to-second practice. Becoming an energy being is a process through a continuum from beginner, intermediate, and eventually to a master level. There are encouraging signs in the educational system in recent years. There has been a movement away from solely memorizing information to actually achieving competency. This is often brought about by what is called project-based learning, or PBL. PBL addresses and solves real-life problems and then shares the findings in a public forum. Knowing and memorizing how to become a functioning energy being may be informative and interesting, but will not transform you in a way that unfolds the possibility of star consciousness. Chapter 1 Summary. To date, it is scientifically clear we live in a frequency world, yet most of us act like we live in a world of things. 2. We are so programmed and inoculated with the physical thing perspective, we tend to reduce ourselves to sensory bodies, ignoring and excluding, for the most part, living and functioning as energy beings. Scientists and non-scientists alike need to align their functioning with the energy frequency world in order to be more in tune with the environment and reduce the disconnect between false-to-fact medieval thingifying and the harmonizing benefits of applying the laws of human energy to everyday living. 4. Making the transformation to thinking, feeling, and acting as an energy being offers a host of benefits that include experiencing greater psychological equilibrium, attunement with your structural functional purpose, drastically improving your relationships, and the accessing of wisdom to adapt to a rapidly changing world. 5. Conscious energy tends to increase sensitivity to feeling the vibrations of people, places, and things. 6. You want to avoid as much as possible draining your energy and devitalizing yourself by lowering your energy. 7. Stabilizing as a functional energy being demands the self-monitoring by practicing self-remembering, self-reflection, and self-observation. 8. I use the word knowing here with a mutable skill of making functional adjustments to the ever-changing energies. And 9, becoming an energy being is a process through the continuum from beginner, intermediate, and eventually to a master level.